Today we are going to continue our study of Unit 8, Structure and Function Within Living Systems, which is Cells and Genetics, with Lesson 3, Levels of Organization. We have discussed cell theory, cell structure and function, and now levels of organization. All right, for our warm-up, you'll type your answer in the Zoom chat. The diagram below shows parts of a cell. Which organelle stores the information that determines an individual's blood type? So I'll pause for you to think. If you chose organelle 1, you are correct. Now, would you happen to know what that organelle is? So let's discuss that further today. Okay, so your lesson goal: students can recognize levels of organization in plants and animals, including cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, and organisms. Our question: what is the cellular level of organization essential for sustaining life? And there's our standard. Okay, not as many vocabulary in this lesson, thank goodness. We had a lot in the last one. So these are bolded. We've got organism, cell, unicellular, multicellular, levels of organization, tissues, organs, and organ systems. And we're going to get started with a quick video.
Welcome to Moo Math and Science. In this video, I'd like to talk about levels of organization. In many multicellular organisms, cells work together to create tissues. Tissues create organs. Organs create organ systems, and organ systems create organisms. Multicellular organisms like mammals or amphibians have different types of cells, like nerve cells or skin cells. When these similar cells work together, they create tissues. There are several types of tissues. I will focus on 3 types: connective, epithelial, and muscle tissues. Connective tissues connect parts of the body together. Common examples are ligaments, which connect bones to bones, and tendons, which attach muscles to bones. Epithelial tissues are surface tissues like our skin and the lining of our stomach. There are 3 types of muscle tissues: smooth muscles, which are involuntary muscles found inside. A common example are muscles in your stomach. Skeleton muscles, which are muscles that we see attached to our skeleton, attached to our bones, for example, your bicep or forearms. And cardiac muscles, which are muscles in your heart. Similar tissues work together to create organs. Examples include your heart, stomach, and kidney. The organs work together to create organ systems. Some common examples include the respiratory system or the cardiac system. The organ systems then work together to create an organism. In summary, many multicellular organisms have cells that create tissues. Tissues create organs. Organs create organ systems, and organ systems create organisms. Thanks for watching Moo Math and Science.
All right, so that gives us our brief intro.
Welcome to.
So we've already talked about single cell and multi-celled organisms. Let's do a quick review. Some organisms are made of only one cell, so they're unicellular. That would be bacteria, yeast would be some examples. Unicellular organisms have nothing but one cell, a single cell. That one cell performs all functions for the organism. This doesn't mean they're any less powerful, though. I mean, think about your bacteria, things that make you sick. And there's an example shown, and that is the bacteria E. coli. Nasty stuff. Multicellular organisms means they are composed of many cells. They are multicellular. Examples would be so humans, bears, trees. Multicellular organisms have many more levels of organization that ensures the whole organism can work correctly, even when it's doing several things at one time, which blows my mind how everything just knows what to do. Okay, life is organized into different levels based on size, from small to large. And there are 5 levels of organization in multicellular organism. You start out with the cells, then the tissues. So here's the cellular level, tissue level. We've got organs, organ systems, and then, of course, the organism. I've got another quick video.
If I asked you to describe the biological levels of organization, could you do it? What would those levels be? Actually, what would be the point about caring about them in the first place? Well, biological systems are composed of many levels, and we care about them because when these levels are analyzed, it's possible to relate the levels not only to each other, but the whole system. All of our videos tend to focus on one or more of these levels, which is why we have chosen to make this video come first in our biology playlist. The first level that we are going to start with is the most basic living level that makes up all of life. It is the cell. Now, can something be smaller than a cell? Sure. For the cells that contain organelles, the organelles are obviously smaller than the cell they are contained in. Biomolecules are smaller than cells. We learn about biomolecules as they are major non-living components within cells. Atoms are smaller than a cell. You can even get smaller than atoms when considering subatomic particles. But for this video, we are going to start at the cellular level, a basic living unit. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about bacteria, archaea, fungi, protists, plants, or animals. If you're talking about something alive, you're talking about something made up of one or more cells. Now, when you have a lot of cells that are working together for a combined function, you end up with the next level, tissues. An example of tissue includes cardiac muscle tissue, which would be made up of many cardiac muscle cells. Tissues make up organs, which is our third level. You have a lot of organs in your body. An example of an organ would include your heart. When you have multiple organs working together, you end up with the next level, an organ system. Consider the digestive system. It includes your stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, liver, etc. These particular organs work together to help you digest your food and to use the food for energy that you need for all kinds of cell processes. The digestive system is just one example of an organ system. But tie in all of the organ systems and what do you get? An individual, an organism, like you. Or this platypus. He's got organ systems too. Now, if you have a lot of platypus together, what's the plural of platypus? According to dictionary.com, you can say platypi, which sounds especially fancy. And you have a population. This population of platypi can breed with each other. And they're all the same species. It's a platypi population. Great YouTube channel name right there. But include other populations such as fish, algae, and plants along with the platypi, and now you have a community. A community includes many populations, but it does not include abiotic factors. Abiotic factors are factors that are non-living, like rocks. Abiotic factors are not considered in the community level, just biotic factors. Biotic factors, on the other hand, are living. When abiotic factors are considered, such as the rocks, the temperature of this environment, the water, and the biotic factors, such as all the organisms we mentioned before, we now have an ecosystem. Well, it turns out that many ecosystems can be found in different regions on the globe. If talking about this collectively, you are at the level of biome. An example is a desert biome or a rainforest biome. You will find desert ecosystems or rainforest ecosystems in multiple places on the globe. But when talking about a desert biome or a rainforest biome, you are considering all of these ecosystems. Now, what happens when you put all the biomes together? Well, now you are talking about the level of the biosphere. The biosphere includes anywhere on our planet where life is supported. It is the sum of all of the biomes, all the areas where organisms live. Well, we're finished with our tour of the biological levels of organization, but remember, this is just an overview. The more biology you learn, the more you will discover how these levels relate to each other and the whole system. That's it for the Amoeba Sisters, and we remind you to stay curious.
Okay, so of course that took you a little further. That was a quick review of things that we've already learned, like the biome and the biosphere. So these are the ones that we're going to talk about today: cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, organisms. So level 1, we start out with the cell, the basic unit of life. They are specialized by size and shape for the job that they do. Example, like a nerve cell. In an unicellular organism, like the paramecium that you see in the image, it's made of only one cell, and it must perform all the jobs of that organism. Okay, so level 1 cells. Level 2 is tissue. Tissues are made up of the same type of cells that are grouped together to do a specific function. Some examples: humans have 4 different types of tissues in their body: epithelial or epithelial, muscle, connective, and nerves. Plants have vascular tissue and mesophyll, which we're going to look at that on the next slide. So you can see all of these different types of tissue. Epithelial is the lining, or like our epidermis, the skin surface. The muscle, like cardiac, smooth, skeletal. Connective tissues, fat and other soft padding, bone, tendons. And then, of course, nervous tissue, brain, spinal cord, nerves. Okay, so in plant, vascular, and tissue. So you have the dicot stem, monocot stem, and then you see all those things that we've discussed. Quick learning check. Groups of similar cells that work together. What are they called? Put your answer in Zoom chat. If you chose B, tissue, you are correct. All right, so we have cells, then we have tissue. Level 3, organs. Organs are made up of different tissues that are grouped together to carry out specialized functions. Some examples: so in animals, the heart is an organ that consists of muscles, nervous tissue, and blood vessels. And in plants, a leaf is an organ that consists of epidermis, mesophyll, and vascular tissue. So cells, tissues, organs. And this just gives you some examples of the organs. So this, after organs, we have an organ system. So cells, tissues, organs, organ systems. So an organ system is a group of organs and tissues that work together to carry out a particular set of functions in a coordinated manner. So some human organ systems would include circulatory, reproductive, digestive, nervous, and respiratory. Plant organ systems would include like the shoot organ system, which is made up of the leaves, stems, buds, fruits, and flowers. And the root organ system, which is all the plant's parts that are underground. And this is showing the human respiratory system. And then level 5 would be our organism. So cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, organism. All the cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems working together makes an organism. So a human, elephant, rose, loblolly pines. So here's that image again. Smallest to largest, cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, organism. So in summary, why is the cellular level of organization essential for sustaining life? All right, so in multicellular organisms, individual cells cannot survive on their own. They're specialized to perform specific functions. And as an individual cell, it could not perform any additional functions. Okay, so the cells in multicellular organisms must work together to survive and ensure the survival of the organism. Those cells make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. Organs make up organ systems. And then all of those systems together make up the organism. And here's our final video.
Levels of organization of body structure and function. How are body parts organized, and how do they work so well together? In order to understand the human body and anatomy, it's good to break things down into levels. In this video, we're going to look at the 7 levels of organization of body structure and function. The first level is the chemical level, and it starts with atoms, which make up every material thing in the universe, including our bodies. Atoms can bond together to form molecules, which are larger chemical groupings, and molecules can combine with other molecules and more atoms to form macromolecules. The next level of organization in the body is the organelle level. Organelles are made up of chemical groupings, and they are tiny organ-like things that are in cells. Organelles have specific functions in cells, and they cannot live outside of cells. And without organelles, cells cannot survive. The cellular level is next. Cells are the smallest unit in the body that shows the basic characteristics of life. It's estimated that the body has around 100 trillion cells, and each cell is made up of a membrane, a nucleus, and a cytoplasm that houses the organelles that are required for the cell to function properly. There are many different types of cells in the body that perform different functions in the body. The next level is the tissue level. Tissue is a group of similar cells that have developed from the same part of the embryo and all perform a certain function. Tissue cells are surrounded by the matrix or non-living intracellular substances. There are 4 major types of tissue in the body: connective tissue, muscle tissue, nervous tissue, and epithelial tissue. Next up is the organ level. Organs are made up of different kinds of tissues that together can perform different functions in the body. For example, the liver, which is an organ located in the abdominal region of the body, stores some vitamins and minerals, stores glycogen, which is a stored form of energy, helps to destroy old red blood cells, and helps to detoxify the blood to get rid of harmful substances. The next level of organization in the body is the system level. Systems are comprised of organs that, by working together, can perform more complex types of functions in the body. There are 11 major systems in the body. Many times systems work together to accomplish different needs of the body, such as the respiratory system takes oxygen in, and the cardiovascular system transports the oxygen to various parts of the body. The organism level is the last level. The overall human organism is made up of all the previous levels we just covered, and that be the levels of organization of body structure and function.
All right.
Levels of
Our exit ticket, which is the correct order for levels of organization from simple to complex. Type your answer in Zoom chat box. If you chose cell, tissue, organ, organ system, organism, you are correct. Okay, this is the end of lesson 8.3, and I will tell you what to do next.